Welcome D-Lab everybody. Next to me I have the trio of guitar amps. All these share a common feature. I'll show you that in a minute. But back in the day when I started making boutique amps, I concentrated on small footprints. So you could use these for your recording studio, and they're also easy to place into cabinets. Well, it appears as though that trend is back. More people are playing in their apartments. More people want little amps for studio use. So I thought, okay, I'm going to revisit these small chassis amps and build a fleet. And here they are. So here is D-Lab's trio of practice amplifiers, all based on the same preamp board, which is this ECB AC4X. I initially designed this board for the Vox AC4 circuit, but then I found with some slight reconfiguration I could turn this guy into many different amplifiers. In this case, this board is in the Super Raven and the 5C1 GT. So over here we have the two Super Ravens. I actually built a Raven model about 8 years ago, and I decided to revisit that and up its performance, which in this case was another gain stage. So we have a 6 SJ7 preamp tube, and it drives the 6 SF5, and then that drives the 6 F6 output tube into a classic tone transformer. These little guys are screamers. Then we have the Vox AC4 amplifier. So this is to the print. You have the EF86, 12AX7, and the EL84 output tube. But the reason it's called the X model is it has a true tone control added, whereas the original design, it was a high cut. It was not very effective. Here we have the Fender 5C1 GT. Once again, this is to the Fender print, except I added a 12AX7 to give it gain and tremolo. That's why it's called the GT. Okay, here we go with a quick sample of each of the amplifiers. I'm using a guitar as the input. I learned a chord online, so I'm going to play this chord without and then with tremolo on the two that apply, and you guys can judge for yourself which amplifier you like the best. So right now we are on the Fender 5C1 GT without tremolo. Tremolo's on. Tremolo's off. Alright, let's move to the AC4. Alright, here's the same test using the AC4 amplifier. Turn on tremolo. And tremolo off. Now for the Super Raven. Alright, now for the Super Raven, I had to actually get the guitar off of the speaker because this little guy has so much gain. I was getting feedback. Okay, so here is the Super Raven volume at 5. Now I'll crank up the volume. You hear a little bit of distortion. Try about 7. So you can hear the Super Raven really has quite a bit of bite with an additional gain stage. This thing would be great for some heavy distortion. If that's what you're after. So I have these little amps and others listed on reverb.com for sale. But if you would rather build one of these yourself, I have complete details, pictures, schematics, and line diagrams on each of these amplifiers on my Patreon page. So get on there and check it out. So as I stated, all these amplifiers are built on Hammond chassis. Okay, so the AC4X is on a 10 by 6 by 2. These other ones are on 9.5 by 5 by 2 chassis. All the other components, transformers, tubes, etc. are off-the-shelf common components. You'll have no problem building these amplifiers. I can provide you these AC4X boards configured for whichever amp you want to build. You can get them either bare or populated. You take this board, you mount it in, and you simply hook the wires to the tubes and the power supply, and you've got a guitar amp. This is all I'm doing now, guys. So check out D-Lab Electronics. Tell your friends. See you again. Yeah, so this is based on, this little board is what's in there. So he's mounted right there. And this has the entire driver circuitry for either the box AC4 or this 5C1 Super Raven, as I call it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now this does not have the gain that that one does. Because this one in the middle position, instead of having another trio for gain, it has the tremolo too.
Okay.
So this was the original design, I just kind of modified it for that.
Alright, let's feel that out with the tremolo. Okay, so speed now.
Yep, you can speed her up.